welcome back to a live broadcast here from the IPFW Mastodon. I'm Christy Walker along with Steve Brelsford, and we're in the middle of introductions here, and we'll catch you up with those as soon as we can. Right now, though, we're going to take it down the floor and let you see the introductions for IPFW.
And now, your IPFW Lady Dons. At one guard, she's a 5'7" junior from Waterloo, Indiana, number 45, Sheila Lanier. At the other guard, a 5'10" junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 44, Amy Hogan. At a forward, she's 5'11" sophomore from Ottawa, Ohio, number 54, Kim Recker. In the middle for the Lady Dons, a 5'11" junior from Jeffersonville, Indiana, number 43, Pam Edwards. And at the other forward, a 5'9" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 24, Lisa Miller. The Lady Dons are coached by Eileen Kleinfelter and assisted by Diana Small.
And we'll get ready to go on this one. It should be an interesting game, Steve.
Interesting change in the starting lineup. Kim Recker getting a start tonight in place of Shelley Sands. The rest of the starters, the normal crew that have taken the Lady Dons to a 14-4 record so far this season, 7-2 in the conference. They lost last week after cracking the top 20. Fell to Northern Kentucky on Thursday, but came back and got a win at Indianapolis on Saturday. So the Lady Dons tied for second place in the GLVC behind undefeated St. Joe.
That was a tough loss for them, finally making the top 20 in standings, and one loss to Northern Kentucky the next game, and they were out. And that's a tough break for IPFW, but they're hanging in there, and they're in their last half of their season, hoping once again to get a bid to Division II NCAA, and that's possible as long as they stay where they are. And talking to Coach Eileen Kleinfelter earlier this week, she had to say that, you know, they really need to key on one game at a time here and basically just win each one of those, and that includes beating St. Joe, who is their only loss here at home. And that was really earlier this season, and that was for IPFW's first home game. So we'll see what they have to say to them later.
Yeah,
but right,
a little walk there.
That's right. Right now, though, we're playing Southern Indiana, and it's a very young team. And there's a basket by number 45, Kathy Lauk. And that is one of their starters, along with number 14, Laura Perrick, number 13, Glenna Bowers. And if I can catch in on the rest, number 25, Sherry Kaiser, and number 44, Jeanette Elkin. IPFW looking to get some offense started. They get it inside to Edwards, and she misses that one, but is fouled. And
nice
Edwards,
clean shove.
Edwards has been pretty crucial under the basket so far this year. She's played excellent ball. She's taken it to whoever has come up against her under the basket and pretty much said, you're going to have to take me on to get a basket, and I'm willing to take you on to put one in. And obviously you could see that there.
And she leads the league in rebounding now, 9.7 boards per game. Hits the free throw.
Southern Indiana with only one senior on their squad. That is rather a young team, and I'm sure they've got a lot to work on, and it's going to be hard for them tonight as they play on one of the toughest floors probably to play on in our conference. The Dons like to play at home, and we'll see what they have to say. I'm sure Southern Indiana wants some revenge from being beat on their own home floor. And that shot is no good. An air ball by number 25, Sherry Kaiser. And it's IPFW basketball.
Lady Dons off to a good defensive start.
Tina Manier brings the ball down for IPFW. And there is a forced travel by number 13, Glenna Bauer, as she was all over Tina and forced her to pick up that the foot on the floor and give the turnover to Southern Indiana.
Nice defense.
shot is no good.
Good hustle by Amy Hogan there. I think Lisa expected to draw. Oh, Kim Recker's wide open. They don't see her. I think Lisa was expecting to draw a foul on that drive, and the whistle was not forthcoming.
Pam shoots from the top of the key, no good, and the rebound is off a lot of people's hands, and that's a break.
We got a break there.
What a break for IPFW, as they thought that the ball went off Southern Indiana, so it remains the IPFW's basketball. And Amy Hogan will inbound to Miller, who turns, shoots, and gets that one. Lisa Miller was wide open under the basket, and it was a nice, easy one for her.
With Lisa Miller's next free throw, she'll set and hold the NCAA Division II women's career free throw record.
And Lisa Miller has right now currently holds 14 records. And I'm sure, like we were talking about earlier, she will hold a lot more.
We could list them for you, but we've got to get this half of basketball in.
That's right. You could go on and on. She's a great player for IPFW.
There's a near turnover. Yes, it is.
IPFW just needs to settle down a little bit right now on their offense. They haven't been able to quite gel and get it to work. A little bit more communication out on the floor.
The are they the Lady Screaming Eagles or just the Screaming Eagles? I didn't get that information. They're
we
a
have
pesky
the Screaming Eagles, but we'll see. And there's another basket by number 45, Kathy Lauk. And it's a tied-up ball game right now, 4-4, but it's very early here in the first half. And Lisa Miller looks for an open lane, runs into all kinds of traffic, and they're going to give her a charge. As number 14, Laura Perrick, took the fall.
Well, I tell you, the problem we have out here, Lisa's 5'9", and the guards for the Screaming Eagles are like 5'5" and 5'7". They're really, really slight. And I think Lisa didn't see them.
Yeah, I don't know, but they were all over, and I'm surprised the charge came out of that, and there was a traveling violation for the Screaming Eagles and IPFW, and there's a carry. Tina Manier just couldn't quite get the handle on the ball. Tried to bring that hand down to keep it from carrying it, but the referee saw that.
And we'll see Jamie LaRue here for Tina Manier right now.
I think the coach is just looking for something to happen out there on the floor, and right now it's just not going anywhere.
I would guess it's almost a concentration problem right now. Seems like every once in a while, especially at home, the Lady Dons take a little time to get rolling, and then they get rolling.
When they do, watch out, but let's hope that they stay close. Meanwhile,
a little traveling music there.
And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to stay with the Screaming Eagles.
It's like Elkin a couple of times has taken a stroll, and there might be an optical illusion. Isn't this a Lady Don ball, maybe? Yes, it is.
And yeah,
because the Eagles won the tip. The refs are having trouble getting into the game.
Official scores table changed that call, so it'll be IPFW basketball. And Shelly Sands coming into the ball game, and Shelly, the last 6 games, has scored in double figures and has really come in to help IPFW's offense, and we'll see what she can say about that tonight, as IPFW only has 4 points on the board early here in the first half. And there's a steal.
Turnover.
And LaRue almost had the rebound, doesn't. Eagles come up with it, and they're shut off in the corner, but they get the ball inside. And that shot this time's no good by Lauk. And Lisa Miller ends up the rebound.
Southern Indiana, scrappy bunch. They're 2-7 in league play, though. 7-11 on the season, but they put out a lot of effort, obviously.
Well, this man-to-man right now is causing IPFW just a little bit of difficulties. Lisa Miller takes it on her own, and that shot was just a little bit off. And IPFW having trouble to get the basketball to fall right now. And that was kind of a quick shot, not really a good one for the Screaming Eagles, but Laura Perrick thought she had it.
She's so tiny, she just split through the Lisa and whoever else was back there on defense. That was too bad she missed the layup for her part.
Ken Edwards drives the lane, shoots, doesn't get the roll, almost her own rebound, but has to back off. And that's one thing that IPFW's been very proud of lately, is their rebounds, both offensively and defensively. And they haven't really got into that realm tonight. And until they do, I think they're going to see these kind of problems. And we got a couple substitutions. Tina Manier is going to come back in, and for the Screaming Eagles, number 21, Heidi Bullock, and also number 22, Danielle Slaughter, coming in for the Screaming Eagles.
Still 4-4.
Dawn Dressler also entered the lineup for IPFW, and I have a feeling Eileen just pulled Tina out to give her a few words of wisdom and how to maybe lead this team into some more offense, and we'll see what happens. But there's Lauk again, once again hard off the glass, and it doesn't go. And Edwards with those swinging elbows, which I said earlier this week I would not want to be under her elbows as she brings that ball down.
Good point. And we have a foul on Shelly Sands.
And those are the ones you don't need away from the ball.
This is a very odd game.
And that's Shelly's first, the team's third foul. So the ball will go out of bounds to the Screaming Eagles. Coming into the lineup for them also is number 54, Jennifer Needhammer.
She brings some size into their lineup.
Southern Indiana, a fairly quick team. They can definitely get around. But IPFW pulls down that rebound. Lisa Miller stops, pulls back, hands it off to Tina, and Tina will get this offense set up this time. They're looking inside, nowhere to go right now. Dressler almost loses the ball, but gets it off to Edwards. Pam just nowhere to go, takes the shot, doesn't get the roll. Dressler gets the rebound, and I think we're going to have a foul before the shot. It's number 22, Danielle Slaughter, and I'll watch here for the call because every once in a while we get those wrong.
Yeah, it's her. Well, she was riding on Dawn's back, so it had to be her. Dawn got good position inside for the rebound.
Coming in for the Eagles is number 32, Shelly Scott. And I think the Screaming Eagles are also doing the same thing, just trying to find something right now to work on the floor, and if that means trading in people, they'll do that. Miller wide open.
Doesn't can't buy a foul.
No. Doesn't get the shot, got her own rebound, and really wanted the foul there and couldn't get it. And the shot is...
Oh, there's a good foul.
Up and no good because she was definitely fouled, and that was number 13, Glenna Bauer. And she was fouled by Tina Manier, and that's her first.
Here we see the replay. Dawn just got her on the, or Tina got her on the wrist.
And I guess if you're going to cause the foul, you might as well make it so the basket doesn't go and have them try to earn it from the stripe, and the first one is good for Glenna Bauer.
Surprisingly, their leading scorer, 14 points a game.
And she gets both of those, so I guess either way she was going to make the basket, and it's 6-4 right now. The Screaming Eagles lead IPFW in this ball game. In their previous game, and I know it's early here, but it was 93-77, and oh, Pam Edwards found the open end of the floor and put that one up and in off the glass. And she gets back for defense.
Walk.
And we have a traveling call.
I thought for a minute they were going to call a foul on Edwards, but the whistle came before she fouled her, so.
I did too. That was a quick effort. She scored down at the other end, moves down, and gets right back in the play for defense. Forced the walk probably because she was back so quickly. Oh, nice cut by Lisa Miller, and she can't buy a basket, and that one rolls in and out.
2 plays now. They've gotten a player all alone underneath. That time Lisa couldn't convert. Another travel. I think. The ref is explaining something to Coach Kleinfelder and signaling travel at the same time.
Well, I think Eileen might be questioning some of the calls that we've had up here, and that Lisa Miller, if those aren't falling, and she's looking at the ref like there was a foul, there was a good chance there probably was, and she just may be questioning if someone isn't hanging on her arm or off her side.
Or pointing it out anyway.
And Lisa didn't get that one to fall, but we're going to have a foul on Shelly Sands as number 32, Shelly Scott, had position.
Fouls on number 35, Shelly Sands, her first, the team's third.
And it's all tied up here, folks. 6-6, 13:29 remaining in the first half. Rather a slow start offensively for both teams.
Both teams missed the extra points.
Well, it's a cold day outside. That's probably the reason. Kind of cool in the gym even. Screaming Eagles looking for an open person, and That shot's no good, and Sands pulls down the rebound. IPFW with the chance to put some more points on the board. Dawn Dressler wide open in the lane, no good.
Didn't need that.
Gets her own rebound, finds Edwards open. Edwards puts it back up to the point.
Tina may be a key tonight, hitting the three-point shot.
That's one thing IPFW's worked on.
Yes.
We're going to have a block this time.
Dawn Dressler will get a couple free throw opportunities here.
And that'll be on number 21, Heidi Bullock. And that's the team's third foul. And we'll be shooting 2 on this one. Dressler puts the first one up, and it falls. IPFW shooting very well on the free throw percentage as a team this year.
They lead the nation.
Lead the nation in Division II, and that's nothing light. That's a good average.
0.746 shooting percentage from the free throw line, and we just went down.
Edwards gets the rebound though, puts it up through a lot of traffic, no good. Lisa
There's
Miller.
the foul.
Lisa said, I'm going to get a foul off of this one, and boy did she power that one up and definitely drew the foul.
Fouls on number 51 on the team scored.
Lisa Miller has scored double figures in all 18 games this year, and that makes 76 straight for her career, and that's a lot of games to be in double figures. And that just, once again, we said we can go on and on, but that just tells you what kind of a caliber of a player Lisa Miller is.
And if this free throw is good, and it's not, well, I'll save what I'm going to say for the next free throw.
Right.
If this one goes in, she'll have hit more free throws than any other woman in Division II history. And she does.
She does.
631. Let's save that ball.
Set an NCAA Division II career record of 631. She will now be presented with a flag donated by the Marshall Sailors at Fort Wayne.
I'm glad I brought that up, because they're going to give her a little
did.
presentation now.
Boy, they're going to take a quick break here in action to do that, and that's quite an honor.
Yeah, a rose from a Mastodon.
And a standing ovation from the crowd, and that's well deserved as Lisa continues, like we said, to set more records, and that's a definite honor. And we have 9 more games after tonight, so you can imagine where she's going to stand after this whole thing is over. She's ready to put that plaque down in that flower.
Yeah.
I think she's really ready to honor that after this game. She wants to stay in concentration, where she finally got a basket off the foul line.
She probably got a foul call. She's had at least 3 attacks to the basket where it looked like she was fouled and nothing was called. And I'm sure that's what Coach Kleinfelder was discussing with the referee, not what he's calling or what he's not calling.
Right.
But we get Lisa on track. Lady Dons look like they can get their offense moving. The defense appears to be there, and now they're going to bring it out a little bit and pick them up across half court, and it works.
So IPFW will come down the floor at the basketball, and we'll see if they made any changes there on that timeout. Lisa Miller almost loses the ball. Finds Sands open. Sands dumps it back out to Tina Manier. That's one thing Tina and Amy Hogan and some of those Shelly Sands are going to have to start shooting from the outside. They're looking inside. It's been pretty closed up, except for Miller makes the move there, doesn't get the basket. Some scrappy ball. Southern Indiana ends up with it. And we're going to have a jump ball, and this time it will remain Screaming Eagles basketball.
What a nice defensive play by Shelly Sands to break up that break. We'll see Amy Hogan come back in here.
Like we were saying there, we're getting some outside shooting going, opening up the lane there for Edwards and Miller, and causing Screaming Eagles not to be quite sure where that ball is going to head up from. And that's something that they've worked on this year so that they have some versatility in their offense. And a three-point shot, and that's definitely no good. It fell a little bit short, I'd say, of the basket and the backboard, and IPFW will have the basketball.
Air ball. Air.
Well, I was being a little nice, but okay, it was an air ball.
Well, that's not the first one they've put up tonight. They may be having trouble judging the basket depth.
And Miller gets the ball, but nowhere to go. They're covering her up inside pretty well, but Edwards is open, loses the ball, and they're going to call her that she stepped on the line. And she shakes her head as she figured she had that one back in before her foot went down.
Turnover plagued first half for both squads. Unofficially, I've got the Lady Dons for 4 now and the Screaming Eagles for 5. Bauer
There's
shoots.
another 3-shot. Oh, that 3-pointer falls by Glenna Bauer. And there she found the range on that one.
Well, she is their leading scorer, so you figure at her size, it's got to come from the outside.
You'd figure, but who knows? She finds little openings like she did the one time. I guess some of the points could come from the inside. And we're going to have a foul away from the ball. And I believe it's going to be on number 14, Laura Perrick, and it is.
Foul on number 14, Laura Perrick.
Still not a shooting foul.
It's her first, team's 5th foul. IPFW take it out of bounds. They get it into Sands, and we have an immediate foul there on number 44, Jeanette Elkin. Sands just had a little bit better position on the ball, and Elkin looked like she reached around and got a hold of that one.
44, Jeanette Elkin.
Kind of a risky pass to throw there, but now after the next foul, give the Lady Dons free throws. Another risky pass.
Sands doesn't get to that one, and it's 11-13, and it's 9-8. The Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana, and boy, what a low-scoring game right now.
Here comes Dawn Dressler back in for Amy Hogan.
IPFW picking up at half court, trying to cause another turnover for the Screaming Eagles, but they get it inside.
There's a foul. No basket.
Tina Manier left her feet a little early, I believe, thinking that she was going to shoot, but instead she was going to drive in a little bit further, and she caught Tina off guard. Tina had nowhere to go on that one. That's her 2nd foul, team 5th. So Southern Indiana will also get the ball out of bounds as they close in on the free throw line.
Nice block.
Oh, and there.
But unfortunately, it's put back up and in.
There was a shot by Sherry Kaiser. IPFW trying to get their offense in. I was going to say moving, but we got a foul here before before Shelly Sands was going to go up with the shot, and that was on number 44, Jeanette Elkin, and that's her 2nd, I believe. And that's a team 7th, so we should be going to the line in a 1-and-1.
Shelly averaging 10 points even on the season. Didn't get the start tonight. Kim Recker went in, but after just a couple minutes, Shelly came into the game, and she's stayed in the game.
She doesn't get the first one. Dawn Dressler gets the rebound, though, so IPFW has another chance here to basket. Out front to Manier. She looked at the 3, but got covered up there fairly quickly. She's going to shoot it there.
Yes.
And sinks it. And that will help if we can get something going on the outside. If the outside shooting can open up the inside, IPFW should pull back into this ball game. Right now it's tied up at 11-11, 10-20 remaining in the first half. And it's just kind of been a slow offensive ball game for both teams. And
Shelly Sands.
I think the coach stomped her feet there for Southern Indiana, as Annette Elkin was basically under the basket. All she had to do is put it up. Most likely would have drawn a foul. Instead, she passed it back outside, and Shelly Sands ended up with the basketball.
And Lisa's going to the line. Now we have the 1-and-1. Lisa can probably get to the free throw line a whole lot this half by just making the drive she makes. The inside people for the Screaming Eagles don't seem to have the quickness on defense to match up with the Lady Dons. They've got Needhammer in there to try to fight with Pam Edwards for rebounds.
And that was Needhammer's first foul.
Lisa picks up only her 3rd point. No wonder it's only 12-11 in the first half with 10 minutes to go. Another deflection by Shelly Sands. She's hustling on defense tonight.
Glenna Bauer ran into some problems there, but just bounced the ball off IPFW. That way they can inbound it once again and try to get things under control. That was a nice save. And a basket by number 25, Sherry Kaiser. And without Kathy Laux, quick movement underneath the basket to throw that ball back in, it would have been a lost ball for the Screaming Eagles. Pam Edwards, she's going to roll into the lane, dump it to Sands. And Shelley fell a little short
tonight.
It's all tied up, 13-13. Lauk looks inside, drives, and off the glass.
Lauk's drives aren't picture perfect, but she's getting the points. That's her third basket. And there's a turnover. Oh, good job by Shelly Sands as the Lady Dons get the ball back on the alternating possession.
IPFW is going to call for a timeout here. And there you can see part of the bench and Eileen Kleinfelder, who wants to sit down and talk to him a little bit. And we'll see what they have to say. We're glad you could join us tonight on College Access Channel, Channel 6 on your cable. It's a good evening to sit at home and watch some basketball on TV.
You bet.
Nothing like your hometown school.
Lisa Miller, 4 points on the night, 2 free throws, make that 3 free throws, make that 4 free throws. I think I've got her score wrong. Let me look at this. Meanwhile, the College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499, or you can call at 481-6582.
Yeah, I have Lisa unofficially with 1 basket, 3 free throws.
Yeah, I have her with 1 basket and 3 free throws, but for some reason I didn't mark down that last point. She has 5.
5 points for Lisa.
And that's what the official score says, too, so
we know we're right now.
And IPFW right now shooting 20%, 3 of 15 shots in the first half.
That's definitely way under their regular percentage. And they get inside to Edwards, and she travels. A little bit of help there from Glenna Bauer. She's caused a little bit of trouble for IPFW tonight.
And the turnovers, that's number 10 now for the Lady Dons. Screaming Eagles have 6 so far in the first half.
Bauer's going to drive, and she gets blocked by Edwards. But Needhammer finds the basket. She's rather a big girl under there, and I don't have her. She's a 6'2 junior. Shelly Sands finds the basket, gets 2 of her points tonight. As a matter of fact, her first 2 for the evening.
Maybe that'll get her fired up. It seems like the Lady Dons just lack a little intensity, a little fire out there. They're almost playing well, but they're on offense just not quite getting it done. Like a lack of concentration or something.
Pam Edwards with a short shot.
There's a foul on Shelley, I'm sure. Nope. Yes, it is. And on Sands, that's at least 2. Now, wait a minute. Now it's a IPFW ball. Shelley was walking down court like it was called on her. But it looks like it'll be Shelley shooting the free throws.
Well, I thought it was the way he turned around and looked like he was following her on the floor. And we're going to see the coach there, Dugan from Southern Indiana, also a first-year coach for the Screaming Eagles. And I think she thought it was the other way also, but Shelley gets the first one.
She can tie it with this one. shouldn't have said that. I apologize.
It's 17-16, Southern Indiana's ball game right now.
I'm the biggest jinx in the world. Oh.
And boy, does Jennifer Needhammer find the basket from the outside. And I tell you, for the big girl and a little bit of experience, she just put it up. She was wide open out there. And she got the three. IPFW almost turned over the basketball. Lisa Miller gets it off the glass this time.
Need to get Lisa going.
That shot's no good by Lauk.
And it's got to be a foul on Lauk. And it is. So that'll send Shelley to the line for a couple more free throw, at least one free throw.
A little bit of frustration after that missed basket, going back after the basketball.
Here, have a replay of that. Shelley hitting, going for the 1-and-1.
Makes the first one. And we're having a little bit of video difficulty right now, so hang in there. If you can hear us, we'll fill you in on what's happening. And the second one is up and also good. So we have Shelley with 5 points so far this evening.
So it's tied.
It's 2020. 2020. Sounds familiar, probably because it's a TV show.
I believe we have an injury now.
That's right. We have a player down on the floor, and that's Lauk.
We didn't see what happened to her. But she's going to walk it off, I think, although she'll have to come out at least for a play or so.
And ready to come in her is number 51, Annette Elkin.
Here's the replay. Might have just had a shoe stick to the floor or something. Back into the game for the Screaming Eagles, number 51, Annette Elkin. She replaced number 45, Kathy Knott. Be that as it may, the Screaming Eagles still have the ball.
And Needhammer puts it off the glass. It's no good. Manier with the rebound. And Amy Hogan misses Recker wide open under the basket, and that's the second time she's been really open.
Now Pam will go to the line. Pam's been scoring big as of late, up to about 16 points a game. You ever see the replay of that? She gets fouled on the arm. She'll be shooting 2. Looking for point number 5, and she gets it. Here we go. Nice drive, good cut to the basket, and drew the foul. And that puts the Lady Dons back in the lead.
And the second one is also good. And the Screaming Eagles are just hanging in there, as IPFW really hasn't got anything really great going on the offense so far. They've put the baskets in at least enough to even up this game, but not to the intensity that we have seen them play so far this year. Ann Lincoln came into the ball game there for IPFW, and that shot was blocked, and IPFW comes up with the basketball. Laura Perrick, and there's where you're talking about her points from the outside. She definitely found nowhere to go underneath. And there's another basket by Lisa Miller. She drives the open lane.
Lisa's up to 9 now, looking for double figures. I think it's safe to say she'll get double figures tonight, as she does most every night.
Right.
And we have a charge, a travel. Good solid defense the last 2 trips down the court by the Lady Dons, forcing turnovers. Well, they're setting Neat hammer down. That's good. Because she's got size, and she's also obviously can hit the three-point shot.
I'm surprised they didn't have her shooting it a little bit more there. She hit that one really solidly. Recker dumps it into Ann Leakin. Ann finds nothing but traffic underneath. She's going to try it again, and this time she's going to draw the foul.
Ann gets underneath so often it gets killed because she's just not that tall, but she battles.
That time she was able to get the ball up off the floor.
Take a look at this. She passes the ball out, gets it back, and a little bump there by 54 or 44.
And we got a timeout from the Southern Indiana Screaming Eagles, and it's 24-20 IPFW with 5:40 remaining in the first half of play. Like to be a little mouse and just listen in on some of these timeouts here to find out what these coaches are trying to get their players to do.
Well, she's probably, Coach Kleinfelder, I'm sure, wants a little more emotion out of the ball club. They still haven't got that fire, that spark yet. Lisa Miller's shown signs of getting her rhythm going. She's had a couple good drives to the basket. She's got some free throws down, but she's been drawing the fouls. And we'll be right back for more GLVC basketball action after these brief messages.
Lies beget lies.
God, you sound like Mother. Well, she happens to be right. Lying is a vicious circle, and there's no way out of it.
And Annie hits one or two free throws. That's IPFW's biggest lead, 5 points. As they've only scored 25 points in the first half with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left.
And Screaming Eagles look inside. The shot is up and the roll is good by Annette Elkin. Annette checks in here tonight as from a 5'11" sophomore. A little bit of height inside. Pam Edwards is going to try to drive the lane. Shoot, no good. She gets her own rebound. Second shot's no good, and we're going to have a tied-up basketball.
Pam leaving players in her wake there on the fight for the ball.
And the possession arrow stays with IPFW.
The Screaming Eagles have a pretty good inside game going for them tonight. For a team that we thought would be perimeter dominated.
Well, they're playing IPFW.
Oh, how about a foul there?
Definitely a foul. They're playing IPFW in a man-to-man, and that's causing some problems for them, and I'm sure that's something Eileen will talk about at halftime.
Lisa continuing to stretch her career free throw record, NCAA Division II.
And she rattled the first one in. We'll see what she has here for the second.
See the replay. Bang on the arm.
And down for the count. And the second one is also good. Coming back in is Amy Hogan and Shelly Sands for the Lady Dons. And Andy Leak and Dawn Dressler take a little bit of rest on the bench. IPFW once again picking up the action at half court. But the Eagles have pretty much found a way to get it down the floor and inside, but there's an outside shot and it doesn't fall. Pam Edwards with the strong rebound. IPFW trying to pick up the intensity of this game a little bit, I think, which would be to their favor. They get it inside to Edwards and up and off the glass, and it's good.
Let's take a look at that drive by Pam Edwards. She turned around and found herself wide open, took a dribble step and got fouled and got the bucket. See that from close up. Nice drub. Yep, she just took it to the hole.
And that foul was on number 25, Sherry Kaiser, her second. And it's an 8-point lead, the largest lead of the ball game for IPFW. 30-22 with 4:28 remaining here in the first half. IPFW also applying a little bit of pressure of their own. And we'll see how well the Eagles can handle it.
They don't handle it well.
They did handle it well. They turned it over. So IPFW has the chance to stretch this one out a little bit more before the half ends.
Well, slowly but surely, the Lady Dons defense is really frustrating the Screaming Eagle offense. They've completely bottled up Angela Bauer, or Glenna Bauer, their leading scorer. And except for some perhaps defensive lapses inside.
Shelly Sands finds the open shot but doesn't get the roll, and the ball's going to stay. IPFW is knocked out of bounds by Screaming Eagle.
Still a slight lid on the Lady Don basket, but they're getting to the free throw stripe.
And this time Amy doesn't have any problems getting the ball in bounds. She finds the open shot from the outside, no good. Short. Gets her own rebound. And that's what IPFW is going to need, inside and outside shooting so far, or in this game this evening, because they've had problems just trying to go inside with the basketball. Edwards can't pick up that foot before she puts the basketball down, or in that case will cause a travel. Another violation for IPFW, and Screaming Eagles get the ball.
Lauk's back in, so whatever injury she had was a minor one, and not going to keep her out of action. Almost a walk there.
Shelly had got her hand on the ball, but they retrieved that one out front, and Bauer's going to drive in. She's not going to get the roll, but she ends up with the rebound. I think she pulled that right out of Dressler's hand. And Bauer's going to get the rough call on that one as Tina Meniere's on the ground with it, and Glenna just kind of rolled over as they were trying to both get out from underneath the basket.
Yeah, I don't think Glenna should be venturing underneath too often like that. Yeah, that was a little bump, not much of a foul, but we'll take it.
Tina just got her hands on the ball first is basically how that one ended up.
Well, this makes up for the no calls that Lisa got at the other end earlier in the ball game.
And Tina bricks the first one. Screaming Eagles come down the floor quickly, and Bauer's going to get a blocking foul. That's going to be on Lisa Miller.
Glenna is quick. She's got a good first step. Lisa couldn't quite get there. But it's only the 16th foul on the Lady Don, so they just take the ball back out.
Shot inside, no good. Tina Meniere with the rebound. Looking down court, no one was open. Edwards holds up to get the ball as Tina stopped her dribble. And then they give it back, and Tina will set up this offense.
She did the wise thing there. She stopped before the 10-second line, not after the 10-second line, so she could take her time to find a person to pass the ball to. Nice lay in by Pam Edwards. Suddenly it's a 10-point lead.
And there's a steal by Lisa Miller. And she dumps it off to Shelly, who couldn't get her hands on it and kind of went off her feet.
Shelley disagrees, but the ball's going over to Southern Indiana.
And number 25, Sherry Kaiser. And for the Lady Dons, number 44, Amy Hogan.
Got Gail Bridgewater briefly in the ball game. Now she's back out for. I don't even have room for her in my score sheet. She hasn't scored yet tonight.
Oh, nice pass inside to Lauk, and she's going to get the roll.
That's 8 for Lauk. She's almost single-handedly kept Southern Indiana within striking distance. As their leading scorer, Glenna Bauer, is not getting the points.
And there's a foul away from the ball on number 25, Sherry Kaiser.
Sherry's trying to hide right now.
That's her third foul. And Edwards, I believe, was just cutting back up to get the basketball and kind of missed that one, how she got caught. But I know that Chancellor Deegan didn't
how that
like
happened
it.
right here. It was just kind of a trip. She tripped over Lauk, and Lauk couldn't believe it.
Well, neither could the Southern Indiana coach, but that puts Edwards on the line for a 1-and-1. And the first of that opportunity is good.
11 tonight for Pam so far.
And Pam also gets the second one. And Ann Leakin's coming back in, gives Shelly Sands a break. And also coming in will be Dawn Dressler. And there's Shelly on the bench and Dawn coming in. Lisa's going to get a little bit of a break after that first half. Screaming Eagles continue looking inside. And they find Elkin. And that's Jeanette Elkin, as there's two players, Jeanette Elkin and Annette Elkin on this team.
She just kind of threw that one at the basket and it rolled in.
Amy Hogan looking for an open person, gets it to Manier. She tries to get it inside to Edwards, but Kathy Lauk was there to grab that ball. And it's Screaming Eagles, and an outside shot, no good. Edwards pulls down the rebound.
Pam definitely controlling the defensive board.
Amy Hogan looks inside, finds Ann Leakin. She puts it up, no good. Pam Edwards with the rebound, and she gets another basket.
Tipped the ball to herself.
It's back to a 10-point lead with 1 minute remaining here in the first half. 36-26, IPFW over Southern Indiana. Oh, and I thought that was a foot out of bounds. Ann Leakin tries to save it, gets it to Edwards, and the foul's going to be on number 45, Kathy Lauk.
Once again, good defensive positioning by Pam, and it was just kind of like a jump ball or a rebound that was thrown to her, and she'll go to the line for a couple more free throws.
And that was Kathy Lauk's third foul, so they get her out of the ball game. No, they're going to, I think they're going to get her out. Needhammer's going to go in for her.
They definitely can't afford to have her pick up the fourth foul in the first half.
Pam Edwards once again at the line. This time it's a little short, but Amy Hogan gets the rebound, tries to put it up, and it didn't go. And we're going to have a foul on IPFW as they were basically mugging Jennifer Needhammer under the basket.
We'll take a look at that. Yep.
Pam got her first. I don't know if they all didn't get her once, but Pam got her first, and that's who gets the foul, and that's her first. And that puts the Screaming Eagles at the bonus line.
Needhammer with 5 points tonight, including a three-point bomb.
She gets the first one. Second one is short, and Screaming Eagles get the rebound.
Could have been a walk there.
Needhammer from the stripe, no good.
Oh.
Rebound by Dawn Dressler.
Thought I heard wrist slapped wrist on that one, but Lady Dons come out with the ball.
About 1 second difference on the shot clock, so IPFW can pretty much run this one out. If they don't throw it away first.
Maintain possession, you're right.
Looking on the inside, we find Kim Rucker in there, but we have a foul away from the basketball.
And I think Pam Edwards will be going to the line. Or is it Tina?
Foul on number 54.
No, Pam.
And that's on Needhammer. It's only her second foul, but Pam Edwards, once again, like you said, goes to the stripe. A chance.
Pam at the 14 mark.
And she sinks the first one. Pam playing a marvelous game here offensively for the Dons in the first half. Definitely for her keeping them into the ball game, as Lisa Miller really hasn't been able to get going. And she misses the second one. Southern Indiana has 7 seconds to get the ball down and a shot off, and they get it down up and no good. Oh, and we're going to have a foul on Tina Manier. And she was not sure about that one at all. I think she figured she just had a clean block. And that's her third foul. With 3 seconds remaining, that was not a real good one for Tina to pick up.
Take a look at that. Or not. Here we go. They were screened out on that play.
And the first one's no good by Laura Perrick. And we're going to see this one from a different angle, and we kind of caught that one as Tina kind of got her, but it wasn't a major foul with three seconds left, but the refs, I guess, decided they would call it. And the second one,
and she was fouled
good.
from three-point range,
That's right.
so she's getting 3 free throws, but she's not taking any advantage of it. One left.
And
short on all three. Just
Pam,
hold the ball. There you go.
and it's a 10-point ball game. IPFW 37-27 over the Screaming Eagles from Southern Indiana. And we're glad you could join us in this first half of play. We're going to go to a halftime, and we hope you'll come back with us in the second half.
There's one unhappy coach.
Vince, get up. Safety belt. Mandrell.
You're right. Someone listen. Let's hit the road.
You hungry, partner?
Let's do some donuts on the way in.
Good idea.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
There was this guy, a nationally known sports hero. And then I got busted. As a result of my lust for cocaine,
I was totally out of control, and I didn't even realize it. That's what's crazy about cocaine. I had a beautiful family, a big house in the suburbs, everything I wanted. Then I got into cocaine, and I almost lost it all.
I was crazy from cocaine. I couldn't live without it. That wasn't me. It was somebody else.
It's a lie that cocaine's not addictive. I didn't choose to be an addict. Quitting cocaine was... One night, my heart freaked out. I thought I was going to die. I risked my health, jail, and the people who love me.
some of you know exactly what I'm talking about because you're taking the exact same ride.
Anyone tells you cocaine's not addictive, they lie.
Cocaine, the big lie. Call 1-800-662-HELP.
This is the new improved Robert Klein. I gave up smoking. Take care of your lungs. They're only human.
The American Lung Association, the Christmas seal people.
Their lives
are fuller thanks to health care, water, and food provided by you and the Interfaith Hunger Appeal.
Here's a Channel 6 Sports halftime report. I'm Alan Bangs. One of the premier men's college volleyball tournaments took place here at IPFW this past weekend. 4 top 20 teams got together for the Fort Wayne National Bank Pepsi Invitational. Friday's action saw USC taking out Ohio State in 3 straight games and IPFW beating Penn State in 4 games. Saturday's championship match pitted 10th-ranked IPFW against 4th-ranked USC. Last season, USC beat IPFW twice. Would it be any different this time? Let's see. The fans came in droves Saturday. A record crowd showed up to see if Arnie Ball could pull off the upset. From the outset, IPFW took control. Raul Papaleo stuffs USC's opening serve for a side out. The Dons take the lead. It's Norman Almodovar on the kill. The Volley Dons also showed some defensive intensity. After great digs, Almodovar gets the side out off the USC block here. Moms, dads, and students are thrilled with that moment, and it's down to game point. Ball serves up a winner, and Almodovar gets the block. It's a 15-7 Dons win in the opening game. Still 2 games to go, though, and some fans are still worried. Second game, USC comes out tough. Mulholland gets the big kill for the Trojans. IPFW also stays tough. That's Ball serving one up to Ralat. Off the block, USC takes a 7-6 lead. Then the Dons take control. Ralat again with the big play, sure to thrill the masses. Game point again. Ralat is getting the kill there, and the fans can feel the upset coming. In the third match, the Dons take an early 2-0 lead on Papaleo's kill. USC comes back and takes a 12-9 lead when Neil Day scores there, and IPFW is roaring back. Ball keeps it in bounds here. And we're knotted at 12, but we're not out of the doghouse yet. Brian Herman gives USC a 14-13 lead, and we're down to crunch time. The Volley Dons keep up the pressure, though. Here we're going to see Droscher going long for USC, and that puts IPFW up 15-14. And we're just about ready for game point here. Collins serves it up, and the Trojans can't find it. IPFW shows spunk, intensity, and athletic ability in the upset over previously unbeaten USC. And, of course, that wasn't 3 straight. IPFW 15-7, 15-12, and 16-14. And if you should happen to see Loy Ball around the campus, give him a couple of pats on the back and an attaboy because he was named tournament MVP. This week's rankings find IPFW sitting at the 5th spot. That's the highest any Midwestern team has ever been ranked. As a matter of fact, it's the 2nd highest any team east of California has been ranked. In 1988, Penn State was number 1. This is also the highest a Division II team has ever been ranked. IPFW takes on a team from Guelph, Canada this Friday at the Multipurpose Center. This past weekend saw Lisa Miller of the IPFW women's basketball team tie an NCAA record for free throws made in a career. In a Lady Don victory at the University of Indianapolis, Miller hit 8 free throws to tie Valdosta State's Shannon Williams' mark of 630. After splitting last week's 2 games, Coach Eileen Kleinfelter's 20th-ranked Lady Dons are tied for 2nd place in the GLVC with a conference record of 7-2. Overall, the Lady Dons are 14-4. This past week, the men's basketball team extended their winning streak to 5 games. On Thursday, junior Mark Allen came off the bench to score 21 points in a 93-87 Mastodon victory at Northern Kentucky University. Doug Reinke, also a junior, led the Dons with 16 points in a 97-69 victory over the University of Indianapolis on Saturday. The 15th-ranked Mastodons enter the week with a 14-3 record, 7-2 in the GLVC. That's good enough for a share of first place in the GLVC. For Channel 6 Sports, I'm Alan Bangs.
Welcome back to IPFW. I'm Christy Walker along with Steve Brelsford, and I don't know, it was kind of an interesting first half. They got off definitely to a slow start, but IPFW has stretched this one out to a 10-point lead. It's 37-27 IPFW at the half. half. And why don't you fill us in there on some halftime statistics?
Well, a couple of statistics jump out at you at halftime. 13 turnovers by the Lady Dons. We'll get to that in a minute. Here we see the halftime stats. Shooting is the other one. The Lady Dons only 9 of 29, 31%. And that's after a start of 3 out of 15. And the Southern Indiana Screaming Eagles not shooting much better at 33%. They were pretty consistent as far as their poor shooting in the first half. Free throws are a big reason the Lady Dons are in command of the game. 18 of 26, while the Screaming Eagles have only hit the free throw stripe 7 times and only made 3 of those. Leading scorers, as usual, for IPFW. Lisa Miller has 11, and Pam Edwards leads the way with 16. Shelley Sands 5, and Tina Menier with a 3-point bucket. The leading scorer, Bauer, for the Screaming Eagles, only 5 points. Lauk has 8 for Southern Indiana. Needhammer in a reserve role has 6. Wanted to check some of those other stats. There we see the rebounding advantage the IPFW Lady Dons have. Pam Edwards, 10 of those 13 rebounds. The turnovers we talked about, both teams been turning the ball over, and some of them just really poor passes. And the team foul situation, 18 for Southern Indiana. They have 4 players with 3 fouls already. Sherry Kaiser, Jeanette Elkin, Annette Elkin, and their leading scorer so far today, Kathy Lauk, who has 8 points. So sometimes the stats don't really tell what's going on, but the turnovers and the foul shots let you know that it's not been a well-played ball game, but the Lady Dons in control because they've controlled the defensive board and they've gotten to the free throw stripe on offense. Looking at the, I guess we looked at the scores. Other stat I wanted, there was one stat I was going to pass along, and the note I wanted to bring up, as we talked about the game, a slow start. In fact, the Screaming Eagles got a 4-point lead with about 7.5 minutes left in the first half when Needhammer hit a 3-pointer of all things. So they were up 20-16, and then from that point on, after Shelley Sands and Lisa Miller tied it real quick with a couple of baskets, the Lady Dons went on a 17-7 streak to pull away to this 10-point lead they enjoy at the half.
And that pretty much wraps it up here for that, and we're going to get ready here to start the second half. And we'll see if there were any major changes made there during halftime. Man-to-man for Southern Indiana has caused IPFW a little bit of problems so far. We'll see if they stick with that and if IPFW's maybe made some changes to make that a little bit easier on themselves. And it will be Southern Indiana's ball. And as we were talking about foul trouble, really, Tina Menier, IPFW really wouldn't have anybody in foul trouble except for Tina got that one 4 seconds remaining in the first half. So that did kind of put her in that 3-foul category.
Nice rebound by Pam Edwards.
And Edwards is on the floor.
Pam's on the floor having trouble getting up.
Amy was looking inside and Edwards wasn't there.
She's down again.
And Lisa Miller didn't get the roll.
Lauk comes out with the rebound. That was an odd sequence.
Well, you can figure as much early here in the second half, but hopefully it doesn't take quite as long to get rolling as it did in the first.
Well, I would think Coach Kleinfelder might want to see the team come out here in the second half and really try to step up their pace of play, maybe.
Yeah, the intensity was very low in the first half, and I'm sure that made a big difference in the way IPFW was playing. Lisa Miller finds Amy Hogan wide open, and that shot was blocked.
Yeah, a step late in the pass caused Amy to have to stop and go behind herself to get it, and that threw the timing off. And now we have a foul. And Amy Hogan gets the foul on the other end. Take a look at that. Just, she was moving on the play. Fortunately, it wasn't a shooting foul, and the Lady Dons get the rebound.
Pam Edwards from the stripe. Oh, and that
Another
one falls short.
Ball.
Lisa Miller with the rebound, drives back out in front of the basket and gets that one to fall off the glass.
That was like Lisa was playing and everybody else was standing around watching her.
Yeah, she was under the basket, totally had free movement of coming back into the lane and scoring. And also Kathy Lauk finds the open hole underneath.
Lisa got her 13th point. That's Lauk's 10 to lead Southern Indiana.
Pam Edwards with nowhere to go. She's going to have to get rid of the ball and does. Dumps it out to Shelly Sands. Manier looking inside. Is going to drive the baseline. Shoots and is going to draw the foul. And I believe that's going to be on number 13, Glenna Bauer. She couldn't get in front of Tina.
Take a look at that. Just not good position. Bauer let her have the baseline, and Tina drew the foul.
Pretty much when you give up that baseline, that's a good chance that that's going to happen. Tina misses the first one.
Tina kind of threw a line drive up there. A friend of mine used to tell me, put a lot of arch in the ball. That's the way to make it go in. She does there, and then she makes it.
That's right. Dawn Dressler's going to come back into the ball game, and Amy Hogan will sit down with a rough beginning to the second half. 40-29 IPFW, and Southern Indiana Screaming Eagles, I should say, are having a little bit of problems on the offensive end. Oh, and there's going to be a foul on Pam Edwards as she went for the ball, and
she pushed off.
Get her for pushing off underneath.
And we'll see if she did or not. Yep, she did. Got her elbow and hooked on there. And
it's back to a 9-point ball game for the Screaming Eagles.
There's a walk.
And Shelly Sands took the step before putting the ball down. She saw the open lane and I think just wanted to move a little bit quicker than she was willing to react with the basketball. Southern Indiana with the chance to close this lead down a little bit here on this possession, and they're going to get it. Kathy Lauk gets that layup, and it's back to a 7-point ball game. And this time they put a couple people down, a little bit full court pressure.
Coach Kleinfelder can't be too happy the way Lauk was able to go right to the hoop on that one.
And there's a missed shot by Tina Manier. They're gonna drop it down to Glenna Bauer, and she gets the basket. It's a 5-point ball game. And IPFW needs a timeout as Southern Indiana has really come back into this ball game real quick like here in the last couple minutes, and it's only 5 points, 40-35 with 16:50 remaining. And they're coming alive, Steve.
Well, they stepped up their pace of play, and a couple turnovers by IPFW, a couple shots not fall, and suddenly they're right back in the ball game with their best run of the night. Scored 7 straight points. And Coach Kleinfelder had enough of that. We'll see what kind of move she wants to make to get play righted the way she wants it to go here in the second half.
Nothing else, maybe the timeout, just to try to slow down the momentum of the Screaming Eagles and try to break that level of intensity that they're playing with right now.
Well,
and that IPFW lacks.
Yeah, the Screaming Eagles have a couple players in foul trouble with 3 fouls. I would think the prudent thing to do would be to work the ball inside and try to get those players in deeper foul trouble. And instead, we've had a shuffled pivot foot to cause a turnover and probably a couple quick shots. And that's not what the coach wants. And we'll see if we can get some execution here.
A little bit of pressure here by Glenna Bauer to Tina Manier to see if she could force a turnover, and almost did. Lisa Miller's going to take it on her own inside and gets blocked, gets a rebound,
there
puts
she
it
gets
back
the foul.
up. No roll. And that foul is going to be on number 25, Sherry Kaiser.
Foul number 25, Sherry Kaiser, her 4th.
And we'll take a look at Lisa in action here. Determination.
And there's one of the 3 fouled people for the Screaming Eagles who now has 4, so she's going to go to the bench, and Needhammer's going to come back into the ball game as there's 16:35 remaining, and they can't take a chance of fouling somebody out this early. especially with so many people in critical position right now. Lisa Miller hits the first.
14 now for Lisa. 6 of 7 from the line so far.
And she hits the second one, and Amy Hogan's going to come back into the ball game for number 22, Dawn Dressler. Amy getting a good chance to play a lot of the game tonight. It's a 7-point ball game.
And we'll see some full court press here.
IPFW going to try to force some more turnovers for Southern Indiana, and Edwards had her hand on the ball. Didn't really stop number 45, Kathy Lauk, and she gets the bucket. And the foul's going to go on number 35, Shelly Sands, and we're going to see that here.
Yep. That's the one problem with the full court pressure. If you allow the team to get the ball down court, you're going to have little problems like that. Shelly picks up her third, and basket was good.
Shelly comes out of the ball game, and Kim Rucker comes in for IPFW.
This could cut it to 4.
And it does. 38-42, IPFW with a 4-point lead in this game. And the Screaming Eagles are going to get up off their bench and try to keep this enthusiasm and the intensity swung their way. But Lisa Miller drives the baseline, doesn't get the basket, and Eagles come down with another rebound. IPFW has really been shut down on their offensive boards in the second half, and that's pretty much one of...
There's a foul on Lauk. That's her 4th.
It's been one of the main factors, anyway, of them allowing them to get back into the ball game.
As we see the replay here, I was just going to say it would be good to whoever's Lauk is guarding to get the ball and drive on her, try to get her in foul trouble, but she committed the defensive foul instead.
So Annette Elkin is going to come in for Lauk, and that's really going to put the Screaming Eagles into some difficulties, as 3 of their main players, 2 of them now, are with 4 fouls and sitting on the bench. Amy Hogan looks, doesn't have anywhere to go, tries to bounce past it into Shelly Sands, and it just doesn't go. Another turnover for IPFW, and the Screaming Eagles have the basketball with only a 4-point lead. They have a chance to close it down to 2 or even 1 with this possession. And I thought that was going to be a 3-point shot by Needhammer, but she kind of got blocked, and Sands gets her hand on the ball and ties it up.
That's a Lady Don possession.
And Needhammer thought that was a quick whistle, as Shelly only had one hand on the ball.
Much of a tie-up. Shelly just reached over and put her hand in the ball. Good move.
Lisa Miller being pretty much shut off and tried to get it into Edwards.
Well, those little tiny guards got in the way.
Bauer looking for the open shot, drives the baseline and gets the basket. Nice move.
I'm not believing that.
Glenna Bauer just basically dribbled around Pam Edwards and Lisa Miller and just took it to the basket.
Well, she can just dribble between the legs of the Lady Don players. You look up and she's gone.
Miller with a nice move to the basket. We can get Lisa going here. In the second half of play, it would be helpful for IPFWs. They go back up by 4. Lisa with the steal, and she's going to get a foul.
I was going to say, I think the ref swallowed his whistle there for a second.
But Glenna Bauer's going to get that one. And that's her 3rd foul. Team sports, so IPFW will get it out of bounds. So Lisa Miller coming alive with a bucket and then a steal. Tina Manier finds Lisa open. She drives the baseline, doesn't have anywhere to go, and finds Edwards open. Short shot. Lisa gets the ball.
Oh, Bauer got number 4.
Oh, and there was two real quick fouls on Glenna Bauer, and that doesn't help them. That puts a person who really wasn't even in the position there.
Take a look at that. There's the pass. And Bauer just drifted into the land of the Giants. Unfortunately for her.
That's right. That was somebody who wasn't in trouble who all of a sudden became into major trouble and who has to sit on the bench. Lisa Miller looking inside.
And a foul on Annette Elkin, who picks up her fourth. We'll be introducing you to a lot of other players on the Screaming Eagle roster here before too long.
There's a lot of time left, so I would have to agree with you on that one, Steve. Tina Manier looks, finds Amy Hogan outside. Bad pass there, but she got the ball back. Manier drives the lane, shoots, doesn't get the roll.
Nice drive, though.
The ball's loose. What a scramble. Edwards comes up with it, finds Sands. Sands dumps it inside to Miller, and there's going to be a foul on Needhammer.
Needhammer gets her fourth foul, I think. Let me check my sheet. Yeah. Let's look at that.
Her third foul.
Lisa got hammered, and it's 1-1 time already for the Lady Dons.
That's right. She came right over the top of Lisa and caught her on her shoulder. And boy, what a tough break for Southern Indiana, as they really pretty much have swung themselves back into this ball game. They're only down by 4, but they've had, 4 fouls there that have really put a lot of their players into major difficulty, and it's going to show, I'm sure, as this ball game progresses with 14:09 remaining in the second half.
And if you were going to watch the men's game tonight, you have a lot of time, because with 14:09 left in the half, we're going to be shooting some free throws tonight. We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable casts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499. Please make a check out to the Indiana Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designated for College Cable Access Athletics. And we thank you.
Yeah, we definitely do, because that's what enables us to be on the air and for you to be able to watch these broadcasts live. And Lisa Miller hits the front end of a 1-and-1.
And she's shooting her 10th free throw of the night. Good.
And she gets number 2.
And the full court pressure. Let's see what happens here.
It's 2-on-1. And the basket's good by Annette Elkin. I wasn't sure what she was doing as she kind of came back out front of the basket, but I guess I really can't say too much, as she pretty much just sunk that one.
And she got the move she wanted in the lane. Nice drive to Shelley. A nice pass to Shelley Sands.
If Lisa's not open, she always looks for her players, and that's one thing she'll always credit her success to the teammates who always look for her to be open too under the basket, which enables her to score as many points as she does in each game.
Well, she rebounds, she shoots, she passes the ball.
And that basket's good by Heidi Bullock. And I guess there's one of the bench players we really hadn't seen a whole lot of, but put a couple quick points on the board. And it's still a 4-point ball game. And we're going to have the ball tied up there under the basket.
That'll go to the Screaming Eagles. I keep laughing when I say Screaming Eagles, but that's how they were introduced.
And IPFW is going to apply full court pressure. Southern Indiana gets the ball in bounds. Let's see if IPFW can force a turnover. And there's the open person. Jeanette Elkin doesn't get the roll.
And Needhammer is going to draw a foul. This should be her fourth.
This will be her fourth, and that was just a tough break as she just went over the back there trying to get that rebound.
Lisa had the inside position. Good defense by Pam Edwards, stopping at least bothering the woman making the drive.
And that's going to give Lisa Miller another opportunity to put a couple more buckets in tonight. Lisa's been real successful from the stripe. And
misses.
And then I say it, and she misses.
Way to go.
All right.
She's stuck at 19 points for the game now.
Lisa averaging 26 points a game.
Whoop.
Oh, and Tina Manier had the ball, but lost it.
That loose floorboard out there. And we have a walk.
Bullock called for a violation.
Screaming Eagles have done a better job hanging on to the ball here in the second half, but that's a fortuitous turnover at this point in time.
Dawn Dressler checked back in for IPFW. Lisa looking inside, stops, shoots, and
Scores.
gets the basket.
21 for her. Longest shot she's taken all night.
She's very capable of hitting that shot, so I guess if she needs to, she could pull up and shoot that one a little bit more this evening and maybe
Nice
try to
rebound
stay
by
out.
Pam.
Try to stay out of that traffic. Tina Manier drives, and this time she gets the bucket.
I sense a run here.
Tina's tried that a couple times so far this evening. That's the first one that has fallen for her. And there's a block shot. Lisa Miller with the rebound.
Screaming Eagles might need a timeout if the Lady Dons score here.
IPFW back out to an 8-point advantage.
Nice foul. Thank you.
Yeah, Elise had nowhere to go but out of bounds with that little bit of a bump. And the foul's going to be on Heidi Bullock. And that's only her second, but that puts Lisa Miller on the line.
Let's take a look at that. I thought Elkin was the one fouling her, which would have been 5 on her.
Maybe Bullock just stepped around so they'd see her number to prevent her from being fouled out. Lisa now with already NCAA Division II record from the free throw line continues to increase.
And she's 11 of 13 from the line tonight. Good interior defense. Bad pass. Combined become a turnover.
Dawn Dressler looking in. Sands doesn't get the ball. They dump it out to Edwards. She drives, shoots, gets the roll. That's Pam's first 2 of the second half.
She had a nice lane there and took advantage of it.
Pam was really active with 16 points in the first half, and with 11:10 remaining, so almost half of the second half had gone away before Pam had received her first bucket. And it's 56-44. IPFW back up to a 12-point lead.
And there's the timeout they need. We'll be right back for more GLVC basketball action after.
What do you really give when you give blood?
Another summer. Another dance.
How you doing?
Another song. Another hug.
Good game, man. Don't worry about it.
Another date. Another moment.
When you give blood, you give another chance.
And we're back. It's a 12-point lead for IPFW as they're taking on Southern Indiana, the Screaming Eagles tonight. And it's been a rather close game till all of a sudden IPFW's had a little bit of a run on their own and have pretty much taken the ball game away from the Eagles once again as they close this into about a 4-point game. And now it's back out to 12 for IPFW.
And Bauer's back in for the Screaming Eagles. No point in keeping them on the bench when you're going to be out of the ball game if you don't get them back in.
That's right, and there's going to be a foul, and that'll put number 25, Sherry Kaiser, to the line. And the foul's going to be on Lisa Miller. I think that's her second. That's her third. All right.
Take a look at that. And Lisa just, I don't know, maybe shoved her. I really couldn't see what she did there to cause a foul, but
moving along with her, and I guess that was good enough for the ref, as there really wasn't much body contact. Kaiser hits her first one and her second.
Maybe Lisa just said something to her.
I don't know. Yeah, you might as well get your players back out on the floor and let them foul out, because without their help, obviously the Dons have pulled off quite a few baskets, and they need to get some offense back in there. Just take the chance.
Now someone's going to leave here. Unless that's on Perrick. We'll see. Yeah, Perrick. Perrick's one of those tiny pesky guards they have.
Lisa gets the ball, and Perrick just catches the arm before Lisa turned to shoot.
Well, when she or Bauer is guarding Lisa, Lisa can just take them inside. As she hits number 24. 25. Lisa still second in the nation in Division II scoring at 26.7 points a game. There was a walk, wasn't it? Thank you.
That pretty much tells you how tough number one must be. But Lisa's been in and out of the number one position. At 26 points a game, that's up there. And Lisa always looks to get back into that position, and with every game an opportunity. Lisa looks, going to drive the lane, but she's going to dump it off. Dressler finds Edwards open. Edwards lost Kathy Lau, because Kathy found herself looking at the floor, and Edwards had nothing but the basket ahead of her. And
There's
Tina Manier gets a steal. It's 3-on-1. Miller gets 2 more.
Well, there's her average.
And another block by Manier, and that's a steal again, and they're going to dump it to Lisa, give Lisa another opportunity for a bucket, and she gets it.
Uh-oh, they ran out of room on my score sheet again. Forgot to bring my new ones.
Coast-to-coast effort for Lisa Miller with the help of her teammates. And almost another turnover for the Screaming Eagles. But they get a shot up by Sherry Kaiser, and it falls. It's a 64-48 ball game, 9:38 remaining in the second half, and IPFW is finally playing up, I think, to their potential with the intensity that they're used to playing with. And, well, Tina Manier gets the definite bounce and roll, I would say, on that one. And another bucket by number 32, Shelly Scott.
I think the Screaming Eagles may know the game is over, so that tension is gone, and now they're able to hit their shots from outside.
Pam Edwards drives and scores.
22 for Pam.
And there's going to be a violation on number 32. IPFW will get the ball back with an 18-point lead. That's definitely the biggest we've seen this entire game.
Well, I was saying earlier, it looked like with the Lady Dons getting the bonus with 14 minutes left in the half, this could turn into a long free throw shooting exhibition, but
we're glad it hasn't.
Yeah.
Don Dressler finds Ann Leakin, who's back into the ball game, but Annie passes back off. IPFW looking inside. They're going to have to get a shot off. Leakin finds herself with the basketball, and the shot's no good. Needhammer pulls it down.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this three.
And a 4-point attempt, I would say, but it's no good.
That was an NBA attempt.
Well, Bauer was right on. It just was a little flat and kind of bounced off the back of the rim, and IPFW gets the rebound.
Bad pass there.
But a lucky break, it goes out of bounds. We got a few substitutions. Shelly Sands, Amy Hogan are coming back in, and Danielle Slaughter is coming in for the Screaming Eagles. .801 remaining here. Lisa Miller with the basketball. She drives, shoots, and it's going to be before the shot. The foul's going to be on number 14. That's her third.
Take a look at that. Perrick just has no chance against Lisa. Lisa's quicker, possibly, maybe not quicker, but certainly stronger and has a good, quick step on her move. And Perrick just can't do a thing about that drive or that shot.
Now that was definitely someone trying to face an experienced player.
Lisa looking for number 31.
Doesn't get it on that one, but she's played a real good ball game from the free throw line. Shooting almost, I don't know what the percent is right now. And the ball's going to stay Screaming Eagles.
Kim Recker coming in.
Back into the game for the Lady Dons, number 54, Kim Recker. She replaces number 23, Ann Luque.
Ann Leakin making short appearances in the ball game today, not really having much luck on the offensive end.
Well, she keeps playing a forward spot, and she's just not that tall in this matchup.
At least against this team, that's right. Tina Manier brings the ball down.
With a couple free throws for Lisa coming here. And that's Perrick's fourth foul.
Foul on number 14.
Here's the replay.
Her fourth. Back into the game for the Screaming Eagles, number
Perrick again.
And that's her fourth, and there's another player into foul trouble for the Screaming Eagles. About their fifth player. No one has fouled out yet, but they're awfully close. And Lisa Miller with another chance at the bonus. And she misses the first one, but Hogan with the rebound, turns, shoots, no good off the glass, and this time the Screaming Eagles get the rebound. Nice move by Amy Hogan, but it just didn't fall. And there's a steal by Tina Manier. Tina's going to take it all her own, and it's good. Lisa Miller there just in case the ball didn't fall.
Always good to follow your teammate down. There's a walk.
And unfortunately, as number 32, Shelly Scott, drained that three, it just...
And Lisa comes out with 30 points. She set the career free throw record for the women's division, NCAA Division II. And she hit a mere 14 of 18 so far tonight, I believe I have her as.
And Pam Edwards gets that basket.
Pam with 24 tonight. It's been the Lisa and Pam show. Lisa with 30, Pam with 24, pretty much the offense. Tina Manier now has 10.
Elkin drives the baseline, gets the roll.
Basket by Jeanette Elkin.
The Screaming Eagles tonight being led by Kathy Lauk with 15 and not much help from anybody else.
Kim Recker with the shot. No good. Tried to follow it. Dawn Dressler ends up with the basketball as it was down on the floor. And Tina Manier drives the baseline, finds Recker open. This time she gets it.
It's good veteran leadership, getting the ball back to the person who missed the shot to get her to put it back in and get the marker on the board.
Screaming Eagles trying to drive the lane, and that's their normally their key player, Glenna Bauer. She didn't get that one to fall, but she will go to the line. That foul's on Amy Hogan, and we're going to see Perkins is going to come into the ball game for IPFW. And we haven't seen Amy so far in this game. Tina Manier's going to sit down.
Number 24, Lisa Miller. She replaces number 44, Amy Hogan.
Well, we talked about Tina kind of getting off to a slow start tonight, but she did have the assignment of guarding Bauer, and she's been held way under her average tonight. She's got 9, looking for 10, and she was at about the 5 or 7 point mark until the Lady Dons blew this game open.
And the ball is going to be off IPFW's hands, so it's going to stay on that end of the floor. 75-52, 5:50 remaining in the second half, and immediately following this game will be the men's ball game as they take on Southern Indiana also this evening. Amy Perkins bringing the ball down the floor. Looking inside, finds Edwards. Edwards drives the baseline, but they're going to say she traveled first. Pam's a little surprised with that call, as I think she thought she got the basketball down this time before she took the step. But the official thought otherwise, and the ball goes the other direction. Screaming Eagles just looking for anything, and Lisa Miller's going to pick up another foul, and I believe that's her third.
Might be her fourth.
Might be her fourth.
Foul on Lisa Miller, her fourth.
It is. I
Well,
missed
she's
one
in danger
somewhere
of
along the
falling
line.
out.
Well, I don't think it'll be too hard on her if she does, as she's definitely got her average this evening.
At the 30-point mark. Could be higher if she hit a couple more free throws, but I think she ran out of gas from the stripe and missed her last 2 free throws. Lady Dons on Saturday will be taking on Kentucky Wesleyan. That should be a good ball game. Kentucky Wesleyan 13-5.
And we'll be right back right after this message.
Okay.
Ma'am, excuse me. Could you help me, please? Sir, could you help me, please? My little girl, she needs blood. Could you help me?
I'm sorry.
Somebody, please? My daughter, she needs blood. Could you please help? Somebody help me.
Imagine if you had to ask for blood to save the life of someone you love. Next time the American Red Cross asks, give blood, please.
And they're going to try to inbound it underneath. And they're going to dump it inside, number 32, and it's no good. And the second shot by Kathy Lauk is no good. She puts it up again, and this time she's going to get the foul.
And she is angry.
Well, because that's her fifth, I believe, and she'll have to step out of the ball game.
Well, I'm sure she feels that she fought for 3 rebounds there. Couldn't get the shot, and then she gets called for the foul. Right there.
Yeah, Pam had position on the rebound, and
she definitely fouled.
Lauk just kind of got caught on the outside.
I think Lauk thought that she got fouled earlier, like right there.
Right there.
And maybe, no, Pam did a good job of staying away, and then she did get over Pam's back. I think that was a good call, just a frustration on Kathy's part.
And coming back in for the Screaming Eagles is Jennifer Needhammer.
Lauk fouls out with 17 points. The high score for the Screaming Eagles tonight.
Pam Edwards missed the first. And they find Needhammer open, and she gets the bucket. And the coach wants him to put on a full court press here, and we'll see how much trouble that causes IPFW, and not a whole lot. Lisa Miller brings the ball down, Recker shoots, doesn't get the roll.
I think the edge is off now.
And they're going to find Jeanette Elkin open, but she couldn't score off the fast break. Perkins getting cute behind the back, and she shoots no good, and Recker's going to be over the back.
And that finally sends Southern Indiana to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
And that's Kim Recker's first foul.
Take a look at that play. Perkins couldn't find anybody to pass it to, so she just took the open shot.
And that was the inexperience of Recker, just slapping for the ball when she was out of position.
There's Kim just
see it right over her back. And Tina Manier checks back into the ball game for IPFW. And the first one is good.
Scott's third point of the night.
And her second shot is also good. Lisa Miller with a nice run and gets the basket.
32 for Lisa.
And the loose ball is going to stay with the Screaming Eagles. And the three-point attempt is no good, but the basket by Danielle Slaughter is up and good off the glass. And the Screaming Eagles attempt to keep the pressure on to try to pull this one back as it's 77-58 IPFW lead, 3:54 remaining. And Needhammer goes to the ground on that one. Shelly Sands gets the ball.
And she'll be leaving the ball game.
And that's her 5th foul also. So coming back in to replace Needhammer's number 51, Annette Elkin.
Shelley with 7 points this evening.
Shelley misses the first, and Screaming Eagles try to bring the ball down quickly. Bauer tried to take it on her own.
Whoa.
Didn't get it. Edwards had the ball, but also along with Annette Elkin, and it's a jump ball. And it's going to go back to the Dons.
There's a little elbow thrown there at the very end, but after the jump ball was called. Pam comes out. She had a 24-point night. I would guess we've seen the last of her. She's earned a well-deserved rest.
Kim Rucker, short shot, gets her own rebound.
And she draws the foul. There's Perrick. Now she's trying to guard an even bigger person on that play.
Laura Perrick's put herself into difficulty here, as I believe that is her 5th foul also.
Here's a nice feed to Recker. She misses the shot, but follows it up, and Perrick, a little ticky-tack foul, gets to sit down.
Perrick got most of those fouls there right in the second half, and pretty quickly.
Get another look at that. Maybe just a touch out of Recker's range there.
She hits the
Nice
first
roll
one.
on the ball.
The roll's always good at home.
Hit that front rim.
It hadn't been earlier in the game, but we'll take it now. Ann Leakin gets the rebound, puts it back up. Yes, and
good.
gets 2. Gives Ann 3 for the night. And a
Turnover.
steal. Jamie LaRue, she's going to take it on and gets it.
She's trying to draw a little foul to go with that, but she gets the nice layup. I kind of thought we'd see more of LaRue tonight just because of the short, quick guards Southern Indiana has.
LaRue finally has the wrist brace off. She had some problems with some ligaments earlier in the year and actually had to sit out quite a few ball games, but we're glad she's back in. And
Manier fouls out. Nope, 4 fouls.
4th foul. And Amy Perkins comes in, though, to replace her. Tina Manier unofficially with 2, 4, 6. 10 points in the game. And that first one is good by Jeanette Elkin. And the second one is good, and that brings it back to a 22-point ball game for IPFW. Finds Shelly Sands open.
Yes.
And a foul. Nice pass by Jamie LaRue.
She adds something to this team when she's out there.
She has a lot of spark, and she has a lot of enthusiasm, and she always tries to look for the open player.
Let's take a look at this. Great pass. Great. Shelley really filled the lane really well on that play. Scored her 9th point, looking for double figures.
And that's the 5th foul for Annette Elkin. And there you see the play once again. And Screaming Eagles, I think, are really having problems looking for people on their bench who can fill in as they continually foul out a different player. And Sherry Kaiser's going to step in right now, at least for a little while.
Coach looks down the bench for people to go in and go, no, Coach, I fouled out already. I can't go in.
Shelly Sands at the line. And she gets the roll. So she made good out of a 3-point play. And she's going to come out now, and Dawn Dressler's in, and that's going to give the second string 2:59 to play and try to get some experience out here. And there's a steal. Oh, and There's a steal back, I should say, by Bauer.
Nice steal by Perkins, at least the attempt.
So a lot of good hustle by Amy Perkins and Jamie LaRue. Both with their hands on the ball, they just weren't able to control it, and Screaming Eagles will still have it at their end of the board. Bauer's going to drive, and she's going to get the foul, and I believe that's going to be on Perkins. No, on LaRue.
They're kind of like bookends out there.
They're like bookends out there. You got to look for the knee brace. That's the best way to.
That better. They look alike. Similar appearance.
Well, we took it at that.
I think they appreciate being called bookends.
Well, we didn't take it as being negative. That's for sure.
But they both hustle, are quick, and they'll steal the ball.
And there's a missed shot, and Recker comes up with it. Perkins will bring the ball down the floor. Finds LaRue. LaRue drives and shoots and gets 2 more for the game. It's a 27-point ball game. IPFW continuing to stretch this one out. And we're going to have a foul by Ann Leakin as she tried to stop Sherry Kaiser from driving to the basket. Now we could start seeing a lot at the stripe.
Let's take a look at this last play. Just a little slap on the wrist there. Kaiser gets her 9th point of the night.
And the second one is good. And there's the steal. Kim Recker tried to pass it into LaRue.
And lost it.
And Leakin ends up with it, gives it to Recker, and LaRue's going to bring it on down.
Look out here.
And she
nice.
takes it her own. Doesn't get anywhere, and Leakin doesn't get the shot. Recker puts it up, no good. Gets a rebound, no good. And Screaming Eagles, after all of that, end up with the basketball. And they go for a long pass to Bauer, and she loses control. Nice idea. She was wide open underneath the basket, but just a little bit strong on the pass. Some nice hustle on both teams there, just trying to get the basketball, but good for IPFW as they continually got a shot up. Unfortunately, none of them fell.
Lady Dons shot over 50% here in the second half until that last series of tips that didn't go in.
And Leakin gets another basket. And a 3-point attempt is up and no good. Recker gets the rebound and gets slapped away.
Short. Ow.
Well, that
nice
was a nice save as Heidi Bullock tried to bounce that one off IPFW, and I believe it was Perkins that just grabbed the basketball.
Well, Recker grabbed it. Perkins got it slammed off her, but Kim saved it from going back out of bounds.
And 1:14 remaining. Dawn Dressler drives the lane and gets a foul.
Dawn has 1 point on the night.
We're going to see that once again here. As LaRue has the basketball, looks inside and finds Dressler, and she drives the lane, and she gets fouled, and that's the 5th foul on Sherry Kaiser, so she's also going to have to sit on the bench. And
it's always the 5th foul on somebody at this point.
Chancellor Dugan is just looking up and down her line as to who she's going to send in. And right now it's going to be number 42, Gail Bridgewater, and we only saw her for a very short period in the first half.
She was in for a cup of coffee. I think there's only one other player. Missy Hart hasn't seen any action, and she's apparently deep bench.
Dawn Dressler hits the first.
Turnover still high in this ball game. The Lady Dons with 17. They had 16 to oops, that's the wrong sheet I'm looking at.
I think they had 13 in the first half.
So they did a really good job of protecting the ball here in the second half as the turnovers mount still for Southern Indiana.
1 minute remaining. LaRue looks around, finds Leakin, and back to LaRue. She tries to go the baseline.
She drew a foul.
I tell you, she had nowhere to go. She tried anyway and drew the foul.
She caught that tip ball and figured, what the heck.
LaRue will get a chance here for two. And misses the first one. Unofficially, Jamie LaRue with 4 points so far in the game. Trying for 5. And she gets it. Screaming Eagles looking for a basket as they're down 30 points. And they don't get the roll. LaRue with the rebound.
Gets it back.
Gets it back as she tried to pass it to Perkins, but Screaming Eagles got their hand on it. Perkins is going to set it up. They look inside to Wrecker, but she's kind of lost underneath the basket. Oh,
nice play.
LaRue's tied up by number 44, Jeanette Elkin. And the possession arrow turns this one back over to the Screaming Eagles with 24 seconds remaining. And we hope you stay tuned for the post-game show and then the men's game immediately following that. And Glenna Bauer gets another basket.
And that's her 11th point. She may get her average yet tonight. Oh, no, she's going to sit down maybe.
Yep, because Leakin was fouled, and that pretty much will stop her from any more points in this game.
Well, she's a very active guard. I mean, she's worked awful hard tonight, but early in the game, the defense of the Lady Dons, primarily Team Manier, just really kept her from getting the ball where she could do anything with it. And she got a lot of her points here late after the outcome was pretty much decided. But it's a young team. They have only one senior on the roster, playing a lot of sophomores. So the Screaming Eagles might be heard from next year and the year after.
We've seen a lot of that so far this year. A lot of young teams starting 2 or 3 freshmen and a couple sophomores, you know, and even if they have a senior, they might not be on the starting lineup. So there's going to be a lot of movement in GLVC. Dressler with the rebound, but the buzzer's off, and it's a 28-point victory for IPFW as they once again defeat the Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana for the second time this year. And I would have to say by the end of the game, it was a good game for IPFW.
I think so. Real quickly, the scoring here. Lisa Miller with 32. Pam Edwards with 24. Shelley Sands and Tina Manier with 10. The Lady Dons the winner 92-64. We'll be back with our Dandy Don player of the game, and guess who it might be after these messages.
This is the increasingly competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on, for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay #1 in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
As an athlete, it's especially painful to watch cocaine destroy those around me. How could these heroes with so much strength and discipline fall for cocaine? They thought they could control it. That's the big lie. No one controls cocaine. So don't blame them. Learn from them. If you're using cocaine, get help.
Call 1-800-662-HELP.
You were the first in this family to get into college.
I'm so proud of you.
I can't go, can I? I just can't afford to send you.
I didn't mean to let you down.
I understand. Maybe next year. Maybe.
Hard-working students deserve a chance. Please, support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
There's something spreading in the third world. No one's immune to it. It passes from a mother to her children, from a man to his neighbor, and before long, it affects an entire village. It's called knowledge. Care. We're helping people learn to live without us.
We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cablecasts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost, and your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499. Please make your check out to the Indiana-Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designated for College Cable Access Athletics. Once again, the final 92-64. The Lady Dons the winner. Let's take it down to the floor. And Christy and today's Dandy Don player.
And thanks a lot, Steve. And once again, joining me on the floor is Lisa Miller. And I tell you, it's really hard not to pick Lisa when she plays as outstanding as she does, and especially today. Thanks a lot for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
We got you with a new record again tonight, Lisa. You are now a division record in the NCAA 2 on free throws, and you set that record at the 631 point, but we have you at 644. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's a really good feeling. Since my freshman year, I've always shot a lot of free throws, and tonight I know I shot quite a few. And I think I get a lot of my free throws off my drive and taking it inside. Missing 4 free throws, that's a disappointment for me. But I'll just work on it a little bit more. But as far as the record goes, I'm very happy to have that.
Yeah, you received a plaque tonight, and unofficially we had you for 14 of 18, so you shot well from the free throw line. And I'm sure we'll continue to see that success. Now into the ball game a little bit. Go back to the first half. IPFW had an awful lot of turnovers, and they had 13 in the first half. What was the problem?
I think, we let pressure defense rattle us a little bit in the first half, and we talked about that at halftime, how if they're pressuring us, we can't let that get to us, and we have to set better picks. That's one thing our team has to work on is getting open without the ball. And